I'm Trey Rentz, and this is my friend
Joseph Coatney.
And this is another fantastic. I like to be positive now instead of negative. We'll get into this, but I got a thing to ask you about. Welcome to another episode of Rennie and Doc. Like I've said before, I can't talk again. World renowned. Maybe I should have some caffeine today. I didn't have my morning coffee. I didn't have my morning coffee, and I don't know why. I just didn't feel like it. But it's weird because it's like what is it? When you do something over and over again. Well, I'm an idiot. Hello.
A habit?
No. When you OCD people, when they click, the crowd is roaring at me because I can't think of the word. Well, whatever that word is, I'll remember it and hear it a little bit. Sure. I swear.
I didn't have coffee either. I got up and fed my cats, and I lay down on the couch and went to sleep.
Yeah. We're going old school today because there was a storm, I guess, 2 nights ago, which I didn't even realize. I didn't know like it was kicked up. And a giant branch broke off my tree and fell on the cable line, so we don't have internet. I don't have internet.
But now that I'm here, we
also now together don't have internet. So we don't have I was telling Joe before the show, I don't have my crutch. I need my crutch. It's, the videos, I like them, and it sparks some topics of discussion that I might not have thought about.
Yeah.
But one thing it also does is gives me time to not have to talk, which is funny because it's a podcast. And you think...
Yeah, I like... Because it'll branch out. We may get up on topics that we wouldn't have otherwise.
Right. Which that's what it's good for, and it's entertaining. And I like cutting things together and putting them in there, overlaying things. It's fun for the crowd, I think. They don't say that, but...
I like it.
Another thing... this is probably the last time I talk about it. I've talked about it 3 shows in a row, maybe. The music video came out. It seems to be doing pretty well. People have shared it, which is nice.
Yeah.
People have liked it, which is nice. People have said some really nice things. And I realized that I have a very disordered thinking of brain.
Mm-hmm.
I have something wrong with me because when I started reading all this stuff and I started seeing the likes and the shares, all I could think of was, they probably don't like it. They just feel sorry for me. So they're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'll share it because Trey's, it's like when a kid makes a drawing and you go, oh my gosh, that's fantastic. It looks like garbage, but you don't tell them that. You go, oh, it's just a kid. Oh, it's just Trey. I feel sorry for him.
I've done that. I've had people buy things that I've made and felt that way, like,
what's wrong with me? And what's wrong with you?
They just bought that just so I feel better about myself. They spent their hard-earned money.
What is that? Because I'm sure there's something in the psychological literature about that. It's some kind of, maybe it's imposter syndrome.
I think that's probably it, yeah.
But it's, I like that they do it.
Yeah.
I like that they have done it. But it's like a self-hatred type
artist thing to do, don't you think? Like, you're always pushing a little bit, like the Jim Carrey thing you had on the last episode, where it's like,
I think that was 3 episodes.
You want validation as an artist.
Yeah.
But then you go and you get it, and then you go, is that real though?
Yeah. Yeah. See, but you can't tell what anybody really thinks.
No.
I mean, they do a thing, and you kind of have to take them at their face value.
It's easier for me for your music video to remove myself from the situation and go, that's genuine. People actually care.
Maybe, and it's high quality, as high a quality as we could have done for free. And maybe, I guess, we've talked about this before, about time being time is money, what people say. And I spend a lot of time on it, but I don't see that as work. No. And a lot of people disagree with me. I had a debate with my family last Sunday about what work is.
Oh, yeah, we talked about that.
And I can't remember what specifically I was talking about, but when I think of work, I think of physical, I hate this type things.
Yeah.
So if you asked how many hours did you work on that video or work on the show, I go, I just did it. It's not work.
I agree with you, because I can literally get my hands raw working on physical project that I want to do, and I don't think of that as work.
So what is work then? Because, people go to an office. That's not physical labor.
That's true.
Is it just because they don't like it? If you don't like it, it's work. If you like it, it's not work.
Well, there's that old saying that find a job that you love and you never work a day in your life.
I don't believe that, though. Is that true? Doesn't everything get crappy at some
I'm sure it would.
points?
Like, let's say that you became a professional video editor. For a while, you'd probably be like, this is really easy.
Yeah.
I'm making money. This is great. And then after
Yeah.
a while, a year into it, you might be like, my God, another video.
I don't know if that's true because, I'm a pretty avid listener of Adam Carolla on a podcast, and he's been doing it for probably 15 years, just podcasting. And what he will say, and which I actually agree with, on the topic, is that he used to be a carpenter, and he used to do really grunt crap work.
Yeah.
Sweat under houses, digging holes. And he says, I did real work, and this is not work. And he podcasts for hours every day.
Maybe it is just whether or not it's enjoyable.
Yeah. Maybe it's like a people just downplay. Maybe it's like a self-esteem, you downplay everything that you do type thing.
Could be. I spent my last weekend, I worked with an 81-year-old man, and he had a little tool. I don't want to get into all of it, but it had a handle about that tall, and it's a leverage tool.
Yeah, we spoke about that, but not for the world.
Okay. So
we did that outside on our other talks.
We talked about, he and I have talked about it many times, that how that handle needs to be longer to get more leverage.
Right.
And
you're a physicist.
So, yeah. So
wait, physicist? I don't know.
One weekend I took it home and I made him a wooden handle about that long.
Yeah.
And I don't have proper tools. I'm using chisels and hand saws.
Chisel's a tool.
Well,
That's also a tool.
I know, but to get like a fitted handle.
To make it look nice.
You need some, It took a lot of grunt force with those files.
Does that work?
Yeah.
Is that considered work?
No. That's what I mean. Like my arms were sore, my hands were raw, and I was enjoying every minute of that.
Right.
So I don't know. It's weird.
I don't know. I'm not gonna. Well, I it's probably
that's probably more work than I do at my physical job, and I hate it.
Right.
So
well, and I was carrying all those logs that were cut yesterday, and I thought this is work.
Maybe it has more to do with when you're doing something on your own time, you can. Like, I've got music blaring. I could stop, go make a cup of coffee, come back and look at the project and go, I think I need to work on that bit a little bit more. Just take my time.
Yeah.
Maybe it's something to do with that. At work, it's like you're on the clock, get it done kind of a thing. I don't know. Maybe there's some animosity in there, too, because you're working for somebody else.
Yeah.
You're putting money in somebody else's pocket. So you're getting a little bit.
But see, I don't even think of it that way. This is the work episode. I don't even think of it that way because I don't, I've said to every boss that I've had at the company that I work at, I worked there for 13 years now. Everybody knew, I made it very clear that I don't care about anything here. I don't care about the place. I don't care about the people.
Yeah.
I'm going to sound like a real asshole, but I just don't. I come here to work and I leave. I make money here. I don't care what happens. I don't care anytime what happens to this place.
Yeah.
If it burns down tomorrow, I'll go to another one.
Yeah.
And but they all knew that. I just go do. I get it done. I do it well, and then I go home. Now,
That's the way I look at it, too.
Later years, I made a couple friends, dated somebody that I worked with, and so I got a little bit out of my hole or that thought process, but I like it. I like it better when I go in. I don't really talk to people very much. I listen to podcasts.
I wish I could do
learn
that.
things, and then I go home, and then I talk on a podcast and listen to podcasts.
I just had a conversation with my boss this week about something like that. He said, I'm going to ask you this question. I think I know the answer, but do you want to move up in this company? And I said, no, I have no desire to move up. And he said, okay, I didn't think so. But
most of the time, it's not worth it, I think. Because it's more time.
Because if you don't care, if you want to put me in charge of a whole store, I don't care. So that would not be a good fit.
Yeah. I could go either way on that because I also don't want to move up. I make good money for what I do, and I don't want any extra baggage.
Yeah.
And I don't want to spend any more time there.
That's
if
the thing,
you're
too,
running
yeah.
the place,
Yeah.
you're on the clock. You're
If somebody calls in sick,
That's you. You gotta go.
go.
Yeah.
See, he can
I
text
don't wanna be
me
that
and
way.
say, "Hey, can you open tomorrow? Somebody called in." And
Yeah.
I could, in my position, go, "Sorry, I can't."
Right. And
But if I was him, I would have to be there.
that's true. It's just not. I just don't think it's worth it.
I don't either.
Maybe at some point in my life that will change.
I don't know. I'm almost 40. I thought the same thing too, but now that I'm about to,
Well, people
Turn that
change. People change and do stuff different when they get 60 and stuff like that. I don't know.
like die,
You could die.
gotta only
And then-
hope. We only hope.
We can only hope. Anyways, enough about work.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm happy about your music video. It turned out well.
Yeah, I think so too. Maybe I'm a little OCD now. Every time I cut the shows together, and I do notice myself moving this.
Yeah. I'm so I actually.
What's the difference if it points here or here? But I do it. I do it all the time. I notice it.
I try not to touch it, but after I did watch one episode the other night, and I noticed that you were grabbing it a lot, and it wasn't making any noise.
No,
And I
that's
went,
why we got
okay,
the
I
microphones.
don't need to be so scared about.
That's why
I don't need to be.
You know,
so
you didn't
scared
want
about
me to
moving the
buy-
microphone.
you didn't want me to buy new microphones.
I didn't.
but
It helped
it's
a lot.
so much better, and it sounds better. There's no more. That's why I bought these. See, I'm a buyer of things.
I sent you a video this morning. I don't think you've watched it yet, but there was a advertisement for an AI audio editing.
You sent it this morning.
Yeah,
I just got it.
like while I was sitting out in your driveway.
That's the morning to you.
Did you want? Well, I took a nap today, which I don't usually do.
Yeah. I was about to say.
Did you
morning.
see that though? Where how it can change the cut out the background noise
I
and everything? That's
did-
amazing.
yes.
that's like as people who record music and stuff. That's
That's a game changer.
It really is.
You almost said game
I
changer.
did.
That's I thought about. I didn't really look into it very much, but it probably is a paid.
Oh, I'm sure. It wouldn't be
subscription-based
worth it
thing.
for this.
No.
If you had a song and you recorded an amazing vocal, but there was cars driving by in the background, it'd be really handy to run through.
Yeah, but when does that happen? You go in the booth
That's true.
and you do your takes and your booth takes. See, yeah, I don't really know. I wish we had the videos. It really pisses me off. It really, really helps.
You don't realize how much you use your internet until it goes out, do you?
I know, and it's funny because I was on my phone. I've been using my phone, but it uses the upper space.
Yeah.
It doesn't use the internet, but
Yeah.
I still haven't been able to watch the freaking video on my phone or on my TV because of that.
And it stinks because even on the YouTube app at the highest quality setting, it still doesn't play at the highest quality setting. Like it's still got some, what do you call that? The pixelation.
On the bricks,
No,
I've noticed it on the bricks.
it's like around your head. There's like a little bit of
On the YouTube,
yeah.
it's 4K.
I know. When I watched it on my 4K television on my Xbox, it looked fine.
Oh, so what are you talking about on the phone?
Yeah, even when I go to on the YouTube app and set the highest settings,
Right.
it still doesn't quite get there. I don't know what the deal is.
Um,
Could have been where I was.
I
though.
can't really do anything about that. It bugs me, and I have noticed it. If I watch it on my phone, on Facebook or Instagram or something like that, it does. Like on the bricks,
Mhm.
you can see this weird something. It's like, but it doesn't bother me so much. It bothers me, but
Yeah.
you can't do anything about it. So
No.
why let it bother you? But it's out, and I don't have to think
It
about it.
reminds me
anymore.
of I don't remember who it was, but I was either reading or watching something, and a audio engineer was saying something he had to really get over that bothered him was that you spend all this time mixing a song really good, and then he said, and then they might be listening to it on like a pair of $12 headphones,
Mhm.
and it's like all that work that you did.
That is something you have to do every time every time I have ever recorded a song, You hear it in your good headphones.
Yeah.
You hear it in your good playbacks. You have to take that out, go to your car. That's one.
Yep.
If it sounds good in your car, you're good. Then you take it to your headphones.
Mm-hmm.
Your regular old run-of-the-mill headphones. And if it sounds good there, at any place, at any point in this timeline, it can fall apart. You got to go back and see if you can fix the mix.
Yep.
And that's actually something with this song. Like the EQ is a little bassy in the car.
Yeah.
But it sounds good in the headphones. And I thought that's probably fine.
Yeah.
Because that's where most people are going to, it's either going to be on the TV or it's going to be in the headphones on the phone.
I don't remember who that was that said that, but I've always, because when I first started making a home studio, I was like, oh, I can only afford these speakers, yada, yada, yada. And then once I heard that, I was like, okay, that's fine. It's probably better that I don't have good speakers because most people don't.
Yeah, most people don't. They have
if you're just mixing on run of the mill.
Yeah. And
you know, all my albums I've put out there.
Yeah, I know. Well, the third one was my favorite. It was gold, Joe. What else do you want to talk about? But that's funny because most people don't even watch the actual show, so I'm not really dreading it too much. But
we're getting.
I think we got 5 last time.
Yeah,
I liked the little bits though. Why in the hell did I get 11,000 on that last bit? That's crazy.
It really is.
And it was like 250 likes.
That's wild. I don't know.
You people don't understand that I would like to figure out, there's an algorithm in YouTube, and I would like to figure out how they go about making videos stream. And we go from, I think when we first started doing bits, we would get like 200 views.
Mm-hmm.
And then one day, it's stuck in my head, we got like 1,000 views. And I was like, I sent it to you. I was like, what's happening? Why? And I have not changed the links. I mean, they're always a little bit varied.
Oh, yeah.
But I've released them on 6 a.m. Monday and Tuesday, and they always get different streams. I put the same tags on them. They go out at the same time, and then one will go. Actually, sometimes there's been a couple times this happened. I re-uploaded it later on the day. It would get 0, or 1, or 10 views, and then the next day you'll get 1,000, or 2,000, or 3,000. Not done anything different.
No.
And I would like to try to figure it out, but I think it's up in the air. Who knows why? It doesn't make any sense. And I'm never going to figure it out. And I don't think anybody else has figured it out either because I've looked into forums, when to do things, how long to do things, blah, blah, blah. None of it has mattered.
The way I visualize just now when you were talking about it, if it's like a graph and we're like a linear, like you post your video and it's in a linear timeline and it goes across like this in space, in time. And then
space time.
Everybody that's on the apps have like waves like this. I don't know. And it's like, what are the chances if they catch us?
Maybe that's what it is. It's just luck of the draw type thing.
But I don't understand how any of that works because they will push some content.
I've not noticed that. I don't see them pushing anything on me. Maybe I'm not on. Is there a specific things for shorts?
I don't know. I don't know anything about it. Especially on YouTube.
For YouTubers, we don't know anything about YouTube.
I'm on Instagram more than anything.
Yeah.
And I can tell that it knows me, and it'll shove stuff in my face sometimes that I don't want, and then I'll click on it and say, get that out of here. I don't want to see that. But for the most part...
on Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like history, science, animals, stuff like that, movie facts.
Yeah. I got a lot of hot chicks.
See, I guess they know I like get that. Out of here. Get out of here.
Well,
I'm
you're
married.
married. I don't mind it. I'm like, hey, there's another hot chick. Yeah, it does. All these companies do learn what you like, and that typically does show up.
I didn't read the article, but let me preface it with that.
Please do.
It said that Facebook can tell when you're about to get into a relationship by your posts, by how often you post. They had a little graph like single,
You post more
And
when
then-
you're single?
And then like in a relationship.
Because you're trying to you're trying to be out there
Yeah.
in the world. That makes some sense. That makes actually a lot of sense.
It does.
And I post a lot.
I don't post it all.
There we go. We are on the opposite side of the spectrum. That actually makes a lot of sense. Because you want to be seen
Yeah,
on the off chance that somebody goes, oh, hey, there's Trey.
that's true.
And maybe that's why I made a music video. I don't.
No, I think that's a natural thing to do to promote, especially in today's age. I think that's the way you'd have to go now.
I think it's better because I think I've released a lot of music by itself and nobody ever gives a crap. But
Well, think of how many people are watching TV but they're like this on their phone too.
Right.
So you kind of need that double. You get
whammy?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you get video and audio.
Right.
Like, hey, pay attention a little bit. I got some moving things on here.
Yeah.
Listen to the song.
That's true. I could buy that. I was looking on my phone because I had never thought about doing a music video. And it just popped in my head. And it was about a little over a month ago when I texted you. I said, I wonder if the quality is good enough to make a music video now. And so within almost a month, I had the idea and then finished and put the idea out. I like working quickly. I don't like to drag things out. I think that's why I like doing stuff by myself.
Yeah.
Like working by myself. Because I don't have to rely.
If you had to hire a film crew and a director and everything.
I don't like scheduling like that.
And they'd be like, we can get together in August, and then we'll set up a shooting schedule. And
When I was telling you, I like to create a date or a timeline.
I wish I could do that. I've tried doing that.
That makes me stick to it and get stuff done.
I've done that and not
Missed it.
released the
Yep.
thing.
You have to do it. I've also done this with fasting.
Mm-hmm.
If you put it out in public that you're going to do this thing, like if I was going to do a 60-hour fast or a 50-something hour fast, I was like, that's going to suck. I screenshot. I have an app. It's called Zero. And I screenshot the app and I put it up. I say, I'm going to do this. And it makes me go, I'm going to look like a quitter if I...
It's true.
And that's what helped with the
That's interesting because
music
it goes
video.
against a lot of things that I see online of people that say, don't tell people what you're doing, just do it.
Well, that's like a Stoic philosophy type thing.
Yeah.
Which is probably a better way of doing things. But, like I said, it's a good driver for me
True.
to complete things.
There's no set way to do things, basically.
No. Well, and the Stoics, I agree with a lot of stuff with Stoicism
So
and
do
stuff
I.
like that. But some things I go, I could take or leave that. Like, it's probably a good, in a way, to not be emotional and to keep it,
Yeah.
keep it locked up is a good thing. But also, it's a bad thing because
Yeah.
now you're storing it all up in your guts and you have no release.
I think it's fine to try not to react to, like, a lot of those emotions, but
Yeah.
acknowledge them and then move on.
Right. That
Like-
makes sense.
I was going home last night and there was a old lady driving in front of me. And as I said in the last episode, I try to take all the roads without stop signs.
Was that last episode?
I don't know if it was.
Your whole thing is screwed up.
She was stopping at every intersection. And so it was confusing everybody because she didn't have a stop sign. And so these people were stopped at the stop sign.
Yeah.
And then I'm like honking. And my blood's boiling. Then I went,
Your brain IBM. That's a Styx reference.
what did she cut? Maybe minute tops cut into my time.
But I think it's little things frustrate us.
Yes.
I've noticed that. That's probably not a good way to be.
No, it's
but
not.
it's funny.
It's all right
funny.
when I have an audience there. Like if my wife is in the car and I go on a rant, that
Yeah.
she finds that amusing.
See, a lot of people call that complaining.
Yeah.
And in a way it is. But I think you should, if you're going to complain, make it funny.
Yeah,
Or at
I
least
agree.
try to make it
Yeah.
funny. Because then
Everybody,
Yeah.
has something
you get to
because
release.
even though I'm mad, my wife's laughing now. Now I feel good. Like, oh,
Right.
that was funny, and yeah,
Maybe that's a little bit. I'm wondering why that is funny for other people, and I wonder if it's like a little bit of Schadenfreude, like the joy and the pain of
it might
others,
be.
which is something, and it is funny, and that's why I like the Three Stooges and a lot of
True.
stuff.
Yeah,
Any kind of slapstick is going to be like that. Anyway, Joe, I think that's enough.
Okay.
Sorry for the. We stuck to some topics. I just missed the videos because it's more fun. It's like a roller coaster. We're on this is the Ferris wheel episode or something like that. I don't want to call it that. The analogy doesn't even make sense. But there's movement. It's slow, but it's not a roller coaster. Thank you for watching this episode of Rennie and Doc, and we hope that you will share. If you made it this far, go check out my music video on my YouTube, Trey Rince Music. And until next time, we'll see you on the next episode of Rennie and Doc.